We started in a small village with not much to do, with three rebellious teens that find some connection. I will just find their thing so I can show them again because they are cool. We had
Very cool.
Arya, who turned out to be a half dragon, daughter of Penny Copper, son of a human. Oh, sorry, not son. Daughter of a human father.
Yeah.
Human father. Who was who could breathe fire and had extremely high tolerance of heat and slight scales growing up on her arms and hands. We had Maya, who turned out to have spider blood and could climb perfectly on any surface. Also had like sticky hands, like she hadn't quite learned to control her grip on things, so her hands would often just stick to things, which is fairly new development for her. She hadn't had these powers for a long time. So it's something.
Hence why her personality changed from a pretty like active extrovert to someone that has like two friends.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to pick up? Were you told that I was also soup?
Nope.
How long did it take you to pick up on it?
Pretty fast.
Yeah, same with you as well. The moment you were like, "Oh, I had a moment of switch that was very similar to mine," I'm like, "Oh, she's also supernatural."
Yeah. I was basically saying to both players, "Hey, you're special. Don't tell the other person. Keep it a secret to both of you," because I wanted the fact that you were like, I wanted. Like, I know you both noticed it quite early because you were both very adamant of keeping secrets. But I was kind of hoping for the oh shit, they're after me. Not them.
No, that's the thing. Like when, we can continue the recap because I can say it when it happens.
Yeah. We'll say that when it happens.
The third person in the group was Fiona Alexandra, who was Fae. Her grandfather was a pureblood Fae from the Feywild, and so she was quarter Fae. And her parents were also partially Fae, of course. Her dad, as you found out, was a druid of the forest. And her mom was then also half Fae. But they have been dealing with this a long time, and they knew how to mask their aura, which is why they weren't executed. Sadly, they couldn't stop it happening from their daughter. They were already pulled to the town square when it happened. Unfortunately,
that was
yeah. We'll get to it when it happens, but I will say this guilt does weigh on Arya.
Yeah.
Because the reason Alexandra was in the crossfire and her parents couldn't get her out was because she had house arrest and had to follow her parents to town that day.
Yeah.
If she wasn't at house arrest, she would have been at the school like you, and she would have got out. So that is a guilty conscience of characters, if you choose to continue as them.
Oh yeah, I'm playing on it. That's for sure.
Yeah, she died. We'll get to that. So we started with some. We started with some casual, just like getting to know the characters. So we did some like, what would you do on a normal day? And we discussed it a bit. Most of the times they would be down by the docks, just talking about pranks and studies and schools. Not too out there. Fiona Alex was the most rebellious of the bunch, always wanting to get into trouble, which is like a force of nature when combined with Alistair's character, Arya, because those two would get up to a lot of shenanigans together. Like, I'm pretty sure all graffiti in town is because of those two, because there's no other rebels in town.
Yeah. they would just bill our
Yeah.
parents. With no words, just
Yep.
a bill would come in the post.
Yep. And while Maya was more of the studious of the three, keeping the other two grounded. Then we did a specific day, which we did play through, which was the day of the heist, where you decided to go shooting cans in the forest. And Alex, the Fae, actually had a plan, a half plan for this.
Very
Something
good
she
plan,
thought was
actually.
planned.
Yeah, no, it was good. Surprisingly good.
So, you, Alistair, you can explain how this day went. At least the start of it.
Yeah, I mean, we started out being exceptionally bored on the pier, like we usually are, before Fiona explaining this harebrained scheme. Arya being completely on board at first, thinking that this is not going to happen, like it always doesn't happen with Fiona. But we head
Also,
up
just a
over to the
just a quick introduction. Yeah, the reason I explained that Alex Fiona was so spontaneous, scatterbrained.
Yeah.
She's a chaos fae, basically. She likes pranks and chaos.
Yeah, no, yeah, got that
Yeah.
fairly well. But yes, we went to the Indian Reserve, where it was just used as a sort of like it was used to denote the histories of the indigenous people here, but no one really lived there yet still, and was a bit like a bit of a tourist spot.
It's it's protected by like natural history organization. NHO, I guess it is actually called natural. It's protected by that. It is a reserve, but yeah, it is pretty much basically just a tourist thing. It's kept there because it's a historical monument. It's maintained and run, but it's so small now. Yeah. Continue.
And yeah, we went there, and then Fiona kind of got us in by talking in her the native tongue to the attendant there. We went to the teepee of her grandfather, who had like a teepee that he didn't live in, but that's where he was.
That was his job. He's like the employees at like a medieval fair kind of thing. He goes there. He pretends to be a native, and then he goes home and watches TV.
Yeah, exactly.
That's his job.
And we went in there, and we were like the most sus triplet of chaos teens
Very
you've ever
much
seen.
so.
Yeah, we came here because we wanted to know more about the stories here. So
to be fair, we actually got interested in the stories.
Yeah, we did. It was actually we. I think that's part of why Arya felt a bit guilty, because she was like, "Well, we should have just done that in the first place. That could have been a way to assuage our boredom." So yeah, he gave us some tea, or well, he was gonna go and get us some tea, and that's when we used that diversion to steal an old rifle from the chest. Bench,
slipping it under the back of the tent, basically.
Yeah, so that we could recover it later. And then, when he returned with the tea, Arya, who had not really considered it going this far, became really stricken with guilt.
And panic.
Felt really fucking bad.
Like, wow, the plan actually worked.
Yeah, exactly. She did not feel good about potentially stealing from this kind man. But the three sussy girls continued listening to the story, but it was clear, at least Maya picked up on it, that it was clear that the grandfather knew that something was off. So when we left, Fiona went around and snuck around to pick up the rifle from behind the tent.
Yeah.
Put it in. And
then
like
we immediately get caught on the road.
Yeah. As we start walking out, we get caught by Fiona's parents, because, of course, the grandfather had called in and told them about us. So we were like, ooh, we were on our way to the forest with a gun, and yeah, we're told, nope, write to your parents. We've called and told them what happened. So then we all went back, and we got a bit scolded by our parents. Maya didn't, because Maya is a good kid, and
So
her
it was
parents are awesome.
that was more the fact that her parents knew what she was, and they understood that
Yeah.
she's frustrated with being special and not being able to do anything about it. So they were more like, okay, we understand that you're gonna lash out. We hope you're okay. It was more on that side.
Yeah.
While you, Arya, hasn't talking to her parents about it. So they obviously don't get why you're always so chaotic and what's wrong with you, why you're always mad. Kind of.
Yeah, exactly. So so Arya,
Which
of
is
course,
also
got a
which
bit
is
of
also
a
now, sorry,
yeah.
I'm interrupting, but yeah, which is also why your dad, why your mom is always drinking, and why your mom was like, this is your domain when you were in trouble. Because your mom
Yeah.
wasn't your mom.
Yeah,
And your
this
dad
we found out.
was just like, okay.
The fucking irony of me calling her the dragon, and
Yeah.
she went to her lair to drink and be with her subjects.
Yeah.
That
Lemur, what we did was wrong was that we literally stole a gun from the grandfather of one of the friends.
Yeah. And we were gonna go and play with
Alex,
the gun.
the one you saw. Her
Underage
guns,
teens
and we
stole a gun from a historical landmark,
Native
basically.
Reserve.
Native Reserve.
Yeah. Like, this was not a modern gun. This was like an old gun.
Yeah.
From the American Civil War.
Yeah, we were gonna go and play with guns. But we didn't get, the punishment wasn't that bad. I just got like
1 day.
1 day of like having to be home and do whatever.
Alex got a week of grounding and
Yeah.
also homeschooling. And I got basically a slap on the wrist and information that, oh no, like we're going on the vacation when it's winter vacation. We're going to Vancouver and meet your cousins. Yeah!
That was kind of the vibe I got from that exchange.
Yeah, but basically, like we did find out later why I would probably have been like let in on all of the information in a couple of months.
You were going to get moved to a different school. That's why you were going to Vancouver.
Yeah.
Literally, you'd come of age and you were going to be sent to not DIREWOLF, but the American version of Magic School.
Yeah. So I was already on track for that.
Yeah.
So we went home and we got told off. But then I guess if you want to take the next day, Celia.
Yep. So just we skipped the Sunday, and then it was a school day, and then on Monday, and Fabhawk, go ahead.
Yes. So back to school. Arya and Maya did discuss a little bit what was going on. Rumors hadn't come out yet because no gossiping from the mom, Arya's mom yet. But then we hear emergency notice from the school announcements. So we go to the gym and they tell us like everyone in town needs to go to Town Square, which is weird. So we started kind of asking around, and we find out that there's some weird military people with like an animal badge on the side and weapons are around town.
First off, I like that you got two different roles there, because I could start with Arya getting a shitty role and like, it's something about guns. Because obviously the rumor had been soldiers with guns.
Yeah.
But because of Chinese whispers, you'd basically got something about guns, and it was like you were instantly thinking, "Oh, we stole guns."
Yeah. Exactly.
And then
so we freak a little bit out because everyone gets told to go there, and we hear these rumors. I tried to call my parents; they are not answering. Arya goes to the bathroom because she is nervous as heck and clammy.
Overheating.
Did you pick up on the fact that she overheats?
Yeah.
That she
I
always had to have
overheating.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was overheating that was going on. I did realize there was something going on, but not that it was like overheating and getting too hot.
Also just.
But because of that, and I was waiting for you.
Just
what?
quickly, just in case, because I know I interrupted you when you said it, but Arya heard that there was something about guns, and Maya heard that there was soldiers with like a dog logo or something,
Mhm.
which was obviously a red herring that it might be Direwolf coming for you, because both the players were
Yeah.
special.
Yeah.
Yeah, please continue.
Like, was that first, but like after was like, no, it might be the PMC. But yeah, no, because of that, we got like delayed by a lot. So when we finally go and we are like very nervous about going, we start seeing like, oh, everyone has been like ushered into town square with military like on all edges. So what we do instead is hide behind a car before getting in there, so we are not within the area. What we see is like a giant like military truck with a turret. We see like a people with like there's another car I think with an antenna. There's a dude with like a weird contraption that does like some kind of scanning.
Yeah, there was
he's scanning the crowd?
the vehicle with the antenna was basically it was releasing ions into the air which interfered with phone signals. Uh,
Yeah, like we lose coverage on our phones when we got into the town square.
Yeah.
And then the guy we almost like Arya almost want to go into the crowd. And almost does it.
Mm-hmm.
Until the guy with the scanner stops in front of Alex. And say like her. And then someone else takes a gun and shoots her.
That was fucking
point
brutal.
blank. Yeah, everyone freaks. But like, you know, the people have guns at the crowd, so the crowd can't really like panic, but like they're scared and everything. And we also see the grandfather is dead in a truck when they are throwing Alex's body in there. Me and I have grabbed Maya has grabbed Arya's spot and like keeping us back and like barely not ventilating. And barely not hyperventilating, I mean. We end up trying to sneak off through the Polaris bar. And I slip up and like when we're trying to leave and like we're scared, like what do we do, like we're parents. We don't see my parents, we see Arya's parents, but like they didn't seem to be picked up on the scanning.
Yeah, they were
say
mortal.
like what?
They were normal humans.
So I basically say that we need to get out of the scanner's range.
Yeah.
Because clearly I'm understanding that thing is gonna peep on me. And when we get
and so
like,
did Arya as well on her.
Yes, so we go to back, and when we're trying to discuss what to do.
And that's when because this is the very important moment, because this is when Maya slips up. and says the scanners, like says we need to get away from the scanners.
Yeah.
So that's
when we understood the other one was special. Yes, like the player had understood it earlier, but like the characters, no, not so much.
No.
So I am hesitant. Maya's hesitant to say something, but Arya kind of shows her glove, or like takes off her glove, and she has scales. I then release my grip I've had on Arya, which is like super tight, and it is sticky, and it has like spider threads coming off.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when like we both look at each other. Okay, we both have weird powers. I freak out a little bit, like say things like I don't know what's going on. I don't know anything. But like we figured we need to leave. We need to get away from like get coverage, and we need to get away from the scanner.
So just a quick thing about this now that we're talking about the relationships, all three of you are special. And yes, there are connections. For example, your dad, Abhawk, he was a watcher. He knew of the supernatural, and he also therefore he was here to keep an eye on Evans, the Evans family, because he was in because special families that are not in like in the system, they had to be watched in case of any incidents, right? So your dad and your mom were literally sent to this town to keep a watch on the Evans family because they were Fae, which is why he kept the daughters close as well. because then the Evans Fiona would often be in your house, so he could keep an eye on her. No, not that Evans. Evans, as in, yeah, I know. Evans is a common Canadian name. Okay, I searched up common names because they obviously.
It's Alex's last name.
Yeah, they obviously have a
Yes.
fake name because they have Fae names. So they have picked a common Canadian surname, Evans. So no one questions it.
Sure.
Yeah. So, but does that mean like he knew that like when I started having powers, like he knew at least where to get help?
Yes, that's exactly it. He also knew that their family had people on the inside who were special. So that's why he was very helpful with you and didn't really react that much when you were special because he knew that could be a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, he also
eventually
knew.
I would have gotten help.
Yeah, he also knew who to contact. So as soon as they saw Black Fox coming into town, they contacted Penny. Or rather, they contacted Archangel, who let out a general intel thing, and then Penny was like, "I'll take this," because she knew her daughter was in town, in the same town. That's when Penny took over, which is also a bit why they couldn't get to you straight away, because she insisted on coming herself.
Yeah. Well, now we know why.
Yeah. Please continue.
Yeah. Yes, so we tried to sneak out of town. I knew because I checked the maps, the Google Maps, before I lost internet, that the north side road was blocked, or like there was a blockade there.
Yeah.
So we went out to like southwest, but there were people there. So Arya decided to let's make a distraction and breathe fire on a bush.
Mm-hmm.
Which did help a lot.
Yes. It did like take some people away.
Yeah. They were alerted to search the area, but they were also split forces. They couldn't circle around you. They had to have people dealing with the fire, which means only the commander was the one chasing you.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so he did chase us, yes.
Yeah, he did.
Okay. We decided then to like go south, and we were trying to get away. I was thinking like, okay, let's go to my dad's lodge because he was the forester. Even though that was like north, let's circle around even if it will take like 6 hours or something. So as soon as like we start getting internet again or like coverage, and I get a message from my mom, but through a game, which tells us to like get to dad's lodge, which was the plan. And I start communicating with emojis back and like basically saying I am and Arya are safe. And then we get another message back from her with a fox sign and not an axe sign, but like, you know, the forbidden sign. And then a wolf sign with an okay check mark.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't exactly understand what that means until we see a giant direwolf. Which is also interesting that because one of the stories the grandfather had told was that there was a direwolves. Either you're gonna become a leader or you're gonna die.
Yep. It's
and it didn't kill us right away.
That was an old Native American legend that that the wolf god of wolves or spirit is called a direwolf. And the legend was that if you see one, you are chosen to become a chieftain, or it means he's hunting you and you are dead. Which was kind of a joke, but it's also like the legend of how impossible it is.
That was why Arya was at first like, okay, we're gonna follow it because, you know, we're gonna she immediately thought back to that explicit thing. But when the wolf went angry, that's when she started like, oh fuck. Started freaking a little bit.
He was telling you to wait. That's basically it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we get to we follow him and get to like the main road on the west side. But before we can cross, there was like more military coming, so we hid quite well. I climbed up in a tree with my powers. I had a little bit of trouble getting down again, but it worked.
So yeah, you'd gone out this way, and you were like following a road that went off here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Circling around
And north, yes.
to roughly here, where the cabin was, edge of the lake.
Yeah. So, but then we can continue on, and we follow the wolf to the cabin. And the wolf goes inside the cabin. We go inside. We see a man with blonde hair, with like pouring tea.
Yeah, like I described him. I described him. Yeah, I
things.
described him as like long, wavy blonde hair, shoulder length, basically like a Fabio type, because it runs in the family that you want to. If you can shape change, you want to be as pretty as possible.
Yeah.
As we learned from Naz.
Yes. And the tea has calming effects on us and lets us see more like shimmering stuff. And he transformed me into a cat person. A tabaxi, or whatever the Pathfinder 2e version is called now.
Catfolk? I think it's Catfolk.
And Catfolk? Yeah, it might just be Catfolk. And he starts explaining things, including that Arya is half dragon. Penny is her mom. Maya has like spider blood in her from like the spider people from another
it's called
realm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. My parents are safe, and we are getting extracted. And like, yeah, no, there's you're a wizard, Harry. We are part of like a lot of supernatural stuff.
I love that guy, by the way. That character.
Yeah.
The best.
I think I managed to play him pretty much the same as Lemur played him in the other campaign.
Yeah,
he has been
it was very
campaigns
good.
now.
Yeah. And after like calming down a little bit and like not having a panic attack over the fact that Alex got murdered in front of us, our characters get a little bit of an information dump on, magical world stuff.
Yeah.
Before we get picked up by a helicopter with Penny. And you had a moment with her, finding out she's your mom. We find out that Bakari, whom our characters don't know, but he has become the headmaster of DIREWOLF.
That was dope. That was almost to me a bit more of a giddy moment than almost Penny was for some reason.
So that was very fun, and we are going out to Vancouver, and we have been invited to start in DIREWOLF instead of Archangel, if that is the place where you get trained.
Yeah, that was pretty much because Penny wanted to keep Arya close.
Yes.
And,
so I can choose.
And then Arya wanted to keep Maya close.
Yeah, because
and Maya wants to keep her family close, so it will depend on what her family says, which is basically just like I can probably roleplay whatever.
Yeah.